What's up YouTube? It's your girl AK and we are back with a market analysis video. I just came back from traveling around, graduations, festivals. I just made back like a few hours ago. I took a nap because your girl was tired. It's 7 p.m. Usually I post my analysis like around 3 or 4, so I'm very late with this post. So this video is gonna be very raw, very uncut, right? I'm just gonna go into different pairs that I'm looking to trade for next week. Still need to upload my week 2 recap. It's also getting pushed back. It's probably getting pushed back till tomorrow, right? But I just want to get this out for right now. So yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the market analysis. Boom. Okay, y'all. So I'm looking at a pair that I have not traded before. Let me explain something. I am not a fan of how the market looks right now. I'm gonna be real. I'm not a fan. In fact, I think last week I was trading and at some point I just stopped because I just did not like how the market was looking. And I do that sometimes. Like if I don't like how the market looks, I may just not trade. Sometimes it may be weeks where I don't trade, right? Because as a swing trader, some weeks, not every week is a trading week, right? I'm not a big fan of this week, so I kind of looked externally for other pairs, right, to get some kind of analysis. This is a decent setup I'm seeing on AUDCHF. As you can see, on the weekly time frame, we broke structure, right, and made a higher high. The weekly is coming back to this level, right? So you can see that we're having a weekly pullback right now on this pair, right? Meaning the daily and 4 hours should be bearish. So if we jump down to a lower time frame, if we look down, you can see indeed that this daily has just shifted bearish. So this was structure right here. So line chart, we broke these lows on the daily, right? And then if you look on the 4 hour, you can see we're also making, you know, lower lows, lower highs as well. So 4 hour and daily are both bearish. 2 consecutive time frames saying sell, right? But we know long term on the weekly, we want to go up. So if I actually mark out my levels, if I actually mark out my time frames, we know that the weekly is bullish, but the daily is bearish right now because we're in a weekly pullback, and the 4 hours also bearish as well. So I always trade the direction of where my 2 consecutive time frames are going, right? So this week I'm looking to potentially see if I can take this down to this level, right? This is the level where I expect the weekly to have some kind of you know, reaction here, and then of course I want to get out around here because why? I expect buyers to step in and then take it back up. So kind of what I'm looking for is to see if we can sell this down, right? We're already getting this push on the daily. We're already breaking structure. Now, I'm honestly waiting on the daily to give me a retracement first, right? I want the daily to show me it doesn't go any higher. Here's why. Because the daily is already breaking liquidity. So where's liquidity? Right? We have liquidity sitting basically under these lows, right? Price is basically coming to, you know, grab that liquidity. At some point, once price grabs liquidity, what happens? Usually we get some kind of pullback. The reason I'm waiting on a daily pullback for AUDCHF is because on the 4 hour time frame, I don't want to get caught in this trap, right? I don't want to get caught in the trap where we're waiting for a pullback, you know, on the 4 hour, right? And then we just get blown by, right? Because it's looking for a deeper daily retracement. So I'm just trying to be a little mindful. So I'm waiting for this daily to eventually show me signs of it wanting to reverse, maybe some kind of doji candle forming, and then have that pullback. And then once I get that daily pullback, that's when I'm looking to actually scale in on the 4 hour time frame, right? Get that 4 hour entry. And guess what? When the daily decides us to actually give us a daily pullback, right, we'll be able to draw our fib on the daily, right? This is all hypothetical, right? But we'll be able to draw that fib on the daily. And then at this point, we can actually scale in on a 4 hour time frame, right? A lower time frame, get an even better, you know, 4 hour entry, right? And then what are we targeting? Well, let's say, okay, 4 hour, we wait for our shift to structure, right? At that point, we can target what? We can target the weekly lows. Why? Because we know like that area is the main target. So we can get our entry and we can actually target all the way down to this level down here. So this is kind of what I'm looking to potentially catch. I need some kind of pullback on the daily first though. Show some kind of sign to show me, hey, we're ready to get the pullback, right? Then once we get that pullback on the 4 hour, I can actually scale in. If you really want to be sniper, you can scale in on the 15 minute if you want to, right? But 4 hour also works as well. And yeah, just looking to catch this short to this level, right? Again, this is going to be short term, because once we get to this level, understand that there are buyers sitting on this level, right? There are weekly strong buyers looking to take this level back up and make new highs. This is really the big move we want, right? This is the baby move, but this is the big move we want down here. So I'm actually watching this pretty closely. I'm gonna have some alerts set to see if we do get some kind of daily pullback at some point. But yeah, that is one of the pairs I am watching for the week. So another pair I'm watching for the week is gonna be Euro AUD, another AUD pair, right? They're just moving pretty well compared to other pairs. Let me show you what I'm looking for. So weekly time frame, we see that, you know, we are bearish, but I am noticing that on the weekly, we are showing signs of what? Exhaustion. While we did break structure, we barely broke structure, right? Not a very big bearish structure, and I'm seeing that last week we did finish as a doji, right? So last week there is a pin bar doji candle, right? So it looks like we may have some bullish momentum going into this week. So I'm expecting some kind of push to the upside right here, right? So on the daily time frame, notice how the daily time frame has actually shifted bullish, right? At one point we were making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and the daily did what? Boom, the daily broke structure. Okay, cool. Daily broke structure, love that. 4 hour, we also broke structure to the upside, right? Okay, cool. So my daily and my 4 hour are both in sync. So right here, I can actually say, hey, my daily's in sync. My daily is bullish, my 4 hours bullish, my weekly is still technically bearish right now, but it is showing signs of exhaustion, but it is technically bearish, right? And here I'm just looking for the exact same thing, but the other way, right? So I'm looking to see, hey, daily time frame, you know, have your push, but at some point I do want some kind of daily retracement to the downside, right? I want that daily pullback. I want the daily time frame to make its move, but give me some kind of retracement at some point, right? Some kind of retracement. The reason I want that is because I want daily to show me, hey, for one, we don't want to go any lower than this low, right? And then it also allows me to scale in what on a 4 hour and what get an even better entry as well. So we can have a 4 hour entry, right, after the daily pullback. So again, daily's still playing out, but let's say at some point the daily decides to retrace, because that's what we're waiting for. So daily's playing out. At some point it retraces, right? At that point, we will be able to draw our fib, and we'll be able to watch structure on the 4 hour, right? So same thing, wait for that 4 hour shift to structure. And then from there, we're able to target, you know, these daily highs up here. So essentially that is what I'm looking for your AUD. Pretty much the same thing. I'm just waiting on these pullbacks on the daily time frame. But yeah, y'all, I have not been a fan of the market lately. I have not been a fan of the yen pairs. I have not been a fan of like the US dollar and how it's moving regarding just foreign conflicts and all those different things. I have not been enjoying these trading weeks at all. A lot of these weeks, like these trades haven't really hit my full TP. It's been like a little bit, or it'll take me out. So I've been pretty break even for like the past like couple weeks, honestly. So I'm just looking for simple setups, simple break and retest, daily pullback, so I can get that daily, you know, retracement and really capitalize on my risk-reward ratio. And I'm just trying to keep it simple. I'm not trying to do too much. I think the simpler the better, right? And I'm just trying to have a good push to this challenge, a good start, because last week it was all right, like it wasn't all that. So I'm trying to really, you know, get a jump start on this. So yeah, that's what I'm watching for. I'm gonna set alerts, and I will let y'all know like if anything plays out. If anything changes, I will update y'all on the Telegram. If you're not following Telegram, make sure you're following it, right? We are doing the 100 to 10K challenge. And yeah, I just want to give y'all my mindset, give you my ideas, and we're gonna keep going from there. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, and until next time, y'all, let's get it. Bye.